Good evening, I'm Larry Eastep with the Central Illinois Weather Network. We have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for many states across the Midwest and the Ohio Valley this evening, from Indiana through Illinois into Iowa, Missouri, and even down in Tennessee, some scattered storms. Let's go to the maps here and we'll show you what we're talking about. First, let's go to Storm Lab's regional view. And we can show you here this line of storms that is really fired up through the afternoon from over portions of northwestern Ohio all the way back through to the north of Indianapolis into Illinois, and now over portions of northern Missouri. Storms have pretty much moved out of Iowa at the moment, but this line of storms is really following pretty much the path that I-74 takes from Indianapolis into the Champaign area, and then further to the west. If you kind of extrapolate out, this would be the path that I-72 would take out to the Quincy, Illinois area. Along and north of that line, if you draw a line from, well, let's just say Columbus, Ohio to Indianapolis, back to Quincy, Illinois, not shown here on this view, but that'll pretty much give you an idea of where the storms have been and where they've been firing up. We also have storms north of that in the Chicago area, not as strong, and then some storms that have really started to fire up and kind of sit in one place and rain themselves out over Tennessee. Let's take closer views of these and show you what we're talking about. This is the view from the NEXRAD radar out of Indianapolis, and we have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings. You see all the way along this line, severe thunderstorm and flash flood warnings in effect. And we'll go through the list here and getting more warnings in as we speak. So we'll quickly look over this here and tell you counties in Indiana at the moment with severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's zoom in a little closer here. We'll keep this radar in motion and show you the Lafayette, Indiana area right now getting flash flooding with their severe weather that has been occurring. These storms, because they're training over the same area, are dumping copious amounts of rain in those areas. Just to the southeast of Frankfort right now, we have a really nasty cell that has been intensifying here over the past half hour or so, and a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for folks in eastern Boone County. Actually, that one's getting ready to expire. And we can tell you a severe thunderstorm warning for Tipton County in central Indiana. That would be the Kokomo area here. Looks like that storm's actually moved out of the Kokomo area, so we'll keep an eye on that. But additional cells, again, have created warnings for folks along this entire line here in Boone County, the northern part of Boone County. That warning is getting ready to expire, as is the one for Tipton, although these storms are still in that general vicinity. Let's get you the latest frame here and we'll show you northeastern Boone County and extreme southeastern Clinton County are getting a very nasty line of storms now. Tippecanoe County over in Lafayette through the central part of Clinton County also getting a fairly nasty storm right now. You see those warnings just expiring here. Flash flood warnings continue, though, for the same area for several inches of rain in some of those areas. Further to the northeast, we can head up towards the Fort Wayne area. Between Fort Wayne and Muncie, you can see those storms have also had a history of producing some very large hail, and we'll zoom in here just a little bit closer and show you here what we're talking about with these particular cells. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Van Wert County in Ohio right now, and over into Indiana, Adams and Wells County. This would be the Decatur, Monroeville, and areas around Bluffton also in the path of this particular storm. And we have more radars views to show you. Let's first take this Indianapolis radar and go further west, because we're seeing additional development again out in Illinois here. Again, this is coming off the Indianapolis radar, but warnings all the way along the path of this line of storms. In fact, the National Weather Service issuing a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:45 for central Fulton County. National Weather Service meteorologists detecting a severe thunderstorm capable of producing quarter-sized hail over Fulton County. And we'll go to the Lincoln radar here, and we can show you that from the Lincoln radar as well. Let's get back up to where these storms are here, and we'll show you this entire line has a large amount of lightning with it, and pretty much right along this entire line we're seeing the warnings pop up. Again, let's zoom in here a little bit closer. We're getting a lot of concentration of lightning, it looks like, with this storm north of Champaign and Danville, and then also out to the west around the Quincy area. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 6:45 for folks in Fulton County. And we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7 p.m. Central Time This would be for folks in southeastern Livingston County in central Illinois, central Ford County in east central Illinois, and southern Iroquois County in east central Illinois. Again, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing quarter-sized hail and winds in excess of 70 miles an hour possible with this storm. Folks in the path of this storm, which we're showing you right now, actually the storms further to the west in Fulton County. Let's go back to the storms on the east side of Illinois here and show you those again. Southeastern Livingston, central Ford, and southern Iroquois County till 7 p.m. Central Time this evening. Also, severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. The National Weather Service in Chicago, let's not forget about them. Let's move up further to the north and we'll show you the storms that are firing up there. And that right now just to the southeast of the Rockford area, severe thunderstorm warning in that particular cell for this little storm that's popped up here right on the area of southern Boone County, northern DeKalb County. Went up a little bit too far there. Northern DeKalb County, northern Kane County, and southern McHenry County. That would be this cell here that over the past half hour or so has had a history of producing some large hail. And we'll put that in motion and show you that we're getting a pretty good core on that storm. It moved through the Rockford area about a half hour ago and did produce reports of some large hail and wind damage in excess of 70 miles an hour winds reported with that storm. It looks to be kind of wrapping up into a little bit more of a supercellular type of storm, so we'll keep an eye on that. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:30 this evening for northern Peoria, northwestern Woodford, and southern Marshall counties. Again, quarter-sized hail reported with that storm. Let's go to the Nashville, Tennessee radar, and we'll show you a storm that is starting to die out now, but this storm, as it's been moving across some of the areas here this afternoon, has been producing reports of up to quarter-sized hail, and this would be right over the J. Percy Priest Lake area to the southeast of Nashville Metro, right to the north and west of Smyrna. This storm doesn't have as much of power with it right now as it did earlier, but still packing a pretty good punch for any of the boaters that may be out in that area. Otherwise, those cells are pretty much raining themselves out over Tennessee. They're very isolated in nature right at the moment. You can see nothing else really out there except for this particular cell that we'll take a little bit closer look at here just to the south of Crossville in Cumberland County. And again, that storm, no warning with that. It looks like another storm also firing up here in the past few minutes since I last looked at the radar over Franklin County, and this particular cell also shows signs of pretty much staying in one place, not a whole lot of movement with it. We have severe thunderstorm warnings all over the eastern half of the U.S. It seems. Weather services out of Omaha, down in Texas also issuing some severe thunderstorm warnings this afternoon. Let's go to the Indianapolis radar one more time though and show you these storms we're worried about. Again, south of Fort Wayne, east of Huntington right at the moment. These particular cells have a history of 70-mile-per-hour winds and large hail. We'll check velocity here real quick for you and see, not getting a whole lot of returns there with that particular cell at the moment, but we will keep an eye on it. And again, this entire area along the Ohio Valley under the gun for the next 24 hours basically for storms and training as possible with those storms. So we'll have to keep an eye on the flash flooding threat as we go through the next 24 hours over many areas. Slowly but surely this line is going to start to move to the south, and that'll mean portions of central Illinois will see the storms that aren't getting them right now closer to Springfield and possibly a little further south. Stay tuned to the Central Illinois Weather Network for the latest weather information.